guys do it, they will do the same thing. And God will help you if your lyrics is not better than that. You know what I'm looking forward to? Mr. Lasso coming. It's not today, it's not today, it's not today. It's not today. It's
You
not
can start
today.
preparing.
It's not today, but one day you will be called. And the Jojo and the wife. All right, we are doing questions now. We have some questions. Already we have over 10. So I just felt like this service, why not choir sit down? Let's answer questions. All right.
Okay.
So are we going to project in the questions?
Sorry, before you project, there's a question that came on the general platform I want to take before going to the other ones. You know, when you were talking about women being emotional and men being logical, so there was a question that came on the general platform that is it not possible to be both logical and emotional at the same time? So let's take that one first before we go to the
Yes, I agree it's possible. So this is what happens. When our parents were growing up, women didn't have as much education. So women were very domesticated. Our forefathers. But as our forefathers, not even our parents, our forefathers. But as time goes on, women have been more, have grown more. They've gone to school. And once secular education does for you, it develops the rational and the logical brain, part of the brain. So gradually, we have come to a situation whereby you have more women that are more logical, that balance both their logical side of their brain and the emotional side of their brain. But this is why I tell people, it's also part of exposure. And that's why I said that if you know that you are that balanced, you need somebody that is matured enough to handle the capacity you have. So you find out that I've seen this kind of situation where some men feel that women are competing with them. But the problem is not they are competing with them, it's that the same thing you can do, they can do. You went to school. You were a doctor, I'm a doctor. You earn money. So if finances is a capacity that you have, they also have financial capacity. Logical reason is capacity you have, they also have it. So what you must bring to the table must be beyond money and logical reasoning. You must have maturity, a vision to commit to. You must bring to the table. So what if the woman is also developed logically? And yes, it's okay. But the issue is this. You need somebody that has capacity to manage what you have. And interestingly, that is what is happening now. So we have ladies that have done masters, that are doing their PhD or have done their PhD, that are handling businesses. One of my daughters came to greet me yesterday. She came to greet me. Before she got married, she had bought a land. She was already building. She was doing business. So when she married the guy just got a job when they got in a relationship. And the issue was not, I have financial kenny over you. The issue was, I have capacity to manage your kind of person. So at that point, what you need is somebody that has capacity to manage your kind of person. Now, but listen to this. Having that kind of capacity can also be pride to women. I must say that. Men also can be arrogant. So there's a balance in between the two. So you must be learned to be able to balance that side of yourself that I've achieved this much, but can I submit to a person? You know, one of the things I wanted to talk about, but I didn't get there because of time, about when I was talking first service, I was talking about following God's structures. One of God's structures for women is submission. One of the structures for men is love. So my thinking is this: if a man is not ready to love, don't marry. If your woman is not ready to submit, don't marry. You can stay alone. It's not a problem. But in God's structure of marriage, for a woman, the structural behavior of a woman in a marriage, for example, if you want to enter this house, the way to enter this house is to enter through the door. If you want to enter through the window, you are a thief. If you want to break the door, you are a thief. So if you want to build a home, or you want to build a house called home, the God's way, the way for a woman into the heart of a man is submission. The way of a man into the heart of a woman is love. So if you are not building with that pattern, your building will not stand. It will look like a building that you have, but there is a hole by the wall. Anything can enter. The devil, anybody can enter. And that's why people have issues.
I wanted to mention something like what Pastor Abiodun said. You need to be careful when it comes to let me talk from the angle of, okay, you have a master's, the person is not as educated as you are. See, I keep saying if it's an issue from the beginning, it's really a big issue. Don't sweep it under the carpet. Don't feel blackmailed into marrying. Marriages like that has been discovered, they still end up in divorce. Because it was an issue of this person could not cope from the beginning. You passed it, they blackmailed you into it. Is it because you are educated and he's not educated? That's why you are proud. No. If that is, you feel that is what you can, and you are seeing some patterns that you know you cannot live with. Because if you cannot submit and they are pressuring you into submission, over time, you see that the guy walks away or you eventually walk away. So it's a whole lot of balancing that as much as you have, it gives you a sense of dignity, it gives you a sense of that you have something to offer. But at the same time, you must marry somebody that has the capacity to handle it, that you can grow together, has a pattern of fine. It might not be where he wants to be, but has a capacity of growth that at the end of the day, everybody will balance out and be able to actually live a rich and healthy life.
So some people will be asking, so which example have I known? Because you know, the way some people are sitting, what example? Let me give you one example. Pastor Kingsley and Pastor Mildred. As the time they started their relationship, Pastor Kingsley only had an OND. And Pastor Mildred had done a master's.
I think so.
She had a master's. Now, that is why I said, I've seen situations like that. 80-90% sometimes, but you see, there are ways to handle it that it works. He had OND, but he had capacity to undo and she had enough humility to submit to the vision he has. Let's put things there. There's capacity on one hand, there is submission on the other hand. Submission not to him, submission to his vision. Please, let's put it there. Because some men will not say, Bible says submit. They say you should submit. But do you have something that is tangible for submission? But please, don't enter if you have not told yourself that you will submit. Because this thing, like Pastor Tolu said, it will strike you in the face every time.
Okay, let's go to the next question. I don't know the pattern that media has it, but I'm starting from the way it was sent to me. Question 1 now. Say, hello, good morning. My question is from something Rev'D said in the first service. He says some people who have previously had failed relationships or marriages now come online to teach people and that people listen to them. It was more like you failed in your first marriage, so what makes you think you can teach others? That's what the person feels. He said, now my question is, what if the teaching is being done to help others avoid some pitfalls they have experienced, like teaching people how to avoid the painful experience the teacher had experienced?
I don't have an issue when you teach, when you have agreed that you have pitfalls. But we see people that teach from an arrogance of, I know.
From bitterness.
From bitterness. That is the balance to it. See, your relationship broke yesterday, your marriage broke yesterday. You have not healed. The first thing is social media. You are doing content. You can only give what you have. As at that time, the raging emotion is hot. What you are serving, a la carte, as in what you are giving out on the table, is your burnt up, pipe-turned emotion that you are pumping out there. What people, you may be saying the right thing, but what people are hearing is your heart. You know, if I take the microphone and somebody is speaking, you will know, you will see this is hot. That's what I'm talking about. Because now in the days of everybody is a content creator now. Somebody said we need more people that can work, not content creators. But everybody, in as much as I agree that you should leverage and teach your experience or your skill, know that you're in a good place where you have learned the right things to pass across the right message. Some of us, when our parents, the way our parents beat us, they beat us out of anger, not because we offended. We did not forget, because some of us now grew up and we made up our mind. I will not beat, for example, made up my mind, I'm not going to beat my children out of anger. I don't beat my children when I'm angry. I beat them when I've calmed down. But when I've calmed down, I beat. And I don't beat with, I will beat, my beating will be calculated. You will never forget the beating. No, they will never forget the beating. I'll never forget the beating. But this is the side. So what I'm talking about is, what emotion are you using to teach it? Have you learned what your problem was? So what people come and teach is their experience, not the problem. Men are bad. One man, what you see, your people put what men do? They do this, they did this. You did not say what is your own involvement. That's what I'm talking about.
Then our audience advice, let's be careful what we hear. It's better to hear the right thing than to be learning from people's experiences. Experience is not always the best teacher.
Wisdom is the best teacher.
Wisdom is better. So let's take time to learn the right principles, not what did not work. Because they won't tell us the full story.
The Bible said we should follow them who through faith and patience have obtained the promise. Some of the people you are talking about, before you listen to them, ask yourself a question: what have they obtained? Some people have not obtained any promise. They are just talking. The Bible says follow them who through faith and patience. They have gotten something. What have they gotten? That is what you follow.
Okay, so let's go to the second question. What do you do? What do you do to a guy that is not romantic? Like, he doesn't like all this fefferity stuff. And his partner is the opposite of him.
And the partner is the opposite of him.
She loves surprises.
She wants the fefferity.
She loves surprises. She loves surprises, loves to go out to see new things. Truth be told, is very good. God-fearing, faithful, humble, just the best person to take every shit the lady has, but not social, very 100% in that aspect.
0%
Zero.
aspect.
Sorry,
Okay, so
I said 100. 0, sorry.
Okay, so let me say
so
this.
I'm not finished. What actually triggers this question was because of yesterday's Valentine. The lady decided not to text him or get a gift for him because she has been the one doing it all the years, even though in giving money to get whatever sincerely is best at it. And they are getting married soon. So they paraphrased. He gives money at other times, but when it comes to special Valentine, he doesn't do it. And she too decided not to do it yesterday. So what do they do?
So there are a few issues. Okay, so the question is, so please, let's one house, please. One house. What does she have? She has a stable guy. She has a loyal guy. She has a faithful guy. Agreed? No, we don't know the full story, so we assume he's a loyal guy. She also had a economically stable guy. Money is not the problem. The only thing she now wants is somebody that is spontaneous. Let's put it as spontaneous. So there is a Pareto principle, 80-20. So if you leave this one and you go and meet another person, he's not loyal, he's not faithful, he's not God-fearing, he's not humble, but he's spontaneous. Is that a better balance? I just think that we should think in retrospect of what do you have at the expense of what you do not have. I think sometimes we are overcrowded with what we do not have at the expense of what we do have. It is when you don't have what you have again that you realize that I used to have many things. So this is a question. If it's not spontaneous, spontaneity can be learned over a period of time. You can get to talk about it. Then listen to me. The person that is talking, before you got into a relationship, you knew that this kind of person he is. It's not that you did not know. You know that it's not spontaneous. It's not something you do not know. So a few questions. Number one, can you live with it even if it does not change? One. Number two, if you leave it, if you don't get another one, will it not pain you that you left certainty for uncertainty? Number three, even if you now get the side you want, that you got the person that will give you this does not mean that you still not miss something about this guy. Let's leave it like that.
Right. Let me answer it.
So I will say get counseling.
Let me answer it from what we talked about in second service. Opposites will always attract. You want the guy to be who you are. He might not be. I like what you wrote here. Very good quality. He's very good. He's God-fearing. He's faithful. Just the best person to take every shit a lady has.
That means this person has many shit.
But he's not, because if it's that spontaneous like you, he might not take every shit the lady has. So as Pastor Abiodun said, you have qualified several things. And you said something. You are the one always giving the gift. Don't stop. That is you. You want
the mistake you made is that you stopped yesterday.
You stopped yesterday.
But you can still do it today.
Because the money you used to buy the gift, you will still eventually collect it. Because, funny enough, you said it yourself in the message. You said because even though he gives money to get whatever, he always gives you money. So the gift you want, if you had told him, I want this, funny enough, he would have gotten it for you. So why don't you get it and post it to yourself from him? So it's a matter of, sincerely, we must learn to, that's why I said, most of the time, we can get better in life when we deal with understanding. There are two knowledge. You work based, there's word of knowledge, there's word by knowledge. Now you know that this guy, sit down and tell yourself, write the qualities that you want in a man. If you can tick, see, there's 20% you might have to live with. If you can tick several of the qualities that matters to you, that social life, you can, as Pastor Abiodun said, it can be learned. But sincerely, telling him to be social is like pulling him to be who he's not.
But let me now say something. If the guy is here and he's hearing me, or be that kind of a guy, I also feel that you need to learn how to fill your partner's love bank. That this is how you are does not mean that is how you should continue to be. Yeah. If your partner wants this kind of a partner with her, it doesn't mean that you should not be who you are. But also the problem, the point of the problem guys may have. Don't pressure the man to change. The problem is that, don't you see other people, other guys are doing it. I am not, but a lot of men don't like you being compared to other guys. So if you are comparing Sade's boyfriend, he took him for a skinny con. I know if you like, either I like it or not. Nowadays, all this surprise, is becoming a trend. So what the guy will feel is that you just want me to follow your trend, and he feels like I will not do the trend, Jare. So you calm down. If you want it, do it for another person, and trust God. And he will retaliate. But he gives you money, and you said this that he gives you money. You want this one, take the money. But you want it to have drama, for you to enter, and for you to reap banana. Me! That is what you want. You want drama. That's part of it. These days, I'm not sure whether people want the gift or they want the drama. I think it's the drama. It's the drama of it that people want.
If you have to collect the money to arrange it for yourself, just at least as in the process, there's a process to it. Just keep moving and you will eventually.
I saw a skit somewhere. Sorry, I saw a skit. And what the skit was, a lady was like cheating a man out to give you. So she bought the gift. The guy now came home. You now get outside. You now give him key. You now knock again. The guy now knocked. You now call, for me. Do it. Collect the money for him. Give it to him. Give me. When you do it 2, 3 times, you're like, okay, this is what you want.
Okay, the next question now.
Don't lose a good thing because of trend.
Question 3. Can a lady implement what she saw and learned from her parents, especially from her father in her home? I like this question. Sloke husband. For example, my father doesn't have a choice of food. He eats whatever my mother gives him. And he never for once complains about the food my mother gives him. The man I'm dating always goes against my choice of food, and it sometimes annoys me because I never saw my father do that.
Number 1, if you are like this, marry your daddy. Marry your daddy. We are different people. Some people are particular about their food. I am not particular about my food. But there are some people that are particular about your food. And there are women that love men that are particular about their food. They like entering kitchen and coming out, entering kitchen and coming out, entering kitchen and coming out, entering kitchen and coming out. There is no problem. There was this issue with this lady, Ade or something, Ife Dollar that got married in December, that said she cooks, but she doesn't like cooking. Number 1, she's an entrepreneur that has money. She told the husband, before we get married though, Chef Luama Sonje, wow. They have agreed. If it's their agreement, I don't have a problem with it. But if you have a marriage to somebody or you're in a relationship with somebody that wants, if I be pounded yam, my wife must pound the yam. If you can pound yam, go and learn how to pound yam. If the guy insists that you must be the one to pound it that in our house, if a woman is, you must pound yam. That I will not even eat poundo. It must be pounded. If you cannot cope, have a conversation and move on with your life. But don't complain, don't compare him to your daddy. He is not your daddy. Your daddy is your daddy. Your daddy is married to your mommy. And your mommy enjoys it. If that is what he enjoys, give him.
Then don't make it sound as if the person is a bad person. That is who he is. That is what he wants. As Pastor Odu said, if you can't cope, move on. There will be somebody that is like your daddy.
Somebody will now come. Some men are just arrogant, proud. He's not proud. It's what he wants.
Some women that they like doing that because it's what he wants, I will give it.
I once saw a lady that did a post that said that she had always loved to be an housewife. That for when the woman she did a video. She said she had always from the beginning she had always wanted to be a housewife. And the kind of man she wanted to marry is somebody that can take care of her. So they have an agreement. Once you get home, whatever you need when you get home, I will do it for you. He said when my husband gets home, he sits down and puts his leg on the table, on the chair, on the table, whatever. I will bring food. He said I treat him like a king. That is our ambition. It's not everybody's ambition. It's his own. But you see, you meet men like that is what they want. 1 + 1 is equal to the 1. They meet themselves. Some people are like that. Some people are laughing. But there are some people that we all have different desires. If you say some of your desires, some people around you will laugh. Because that is what you want.
Some of our desires we should, how will I put it now? God gives us the desires of our heart. Those things that are priority, you eventually get it. But if this is annoying to you, let it go. For somebody like me, maybe it wasn't something I imposed on Pastor Abiodun, but growing up, my father took me everywhere. As in, it was as bad as when I was in the university. I don't take public transport. My father would take me to school and come back and pick me from school till 400, till I graduated.
My wife does not like driving. So
till I graduated.
So, okay, so you love my love, Abby? Okay, good. One thing you will do, you will drive her. Even the day you don't feel like driving, you will drive.
I'm as funny as I can leave the car at home and take public transport out. Because I don't want to drive.
She doesn't like driving at all.
So, but I didn't impose it on you.
And
I
it
would
can
just
be
appeal.
it can be terroristically applied. You can apply it like a terrorist. You can hear things like, if you don't take me, I will not go here too. I will just take public transport. I will not say, no, you are not taking public transport. Yeah, so take me now. That's a terrorist.
But you realize I'm not forcing it. I'm asking. What am I trying to say? Things that you can work out. Once it can. But if you cannot work it
But
out,
I can
talk
handle
about
it.
it.
That's why.
Yeah.
That's why I talk about capacity. But if you, what's me that? You will have problem.
Okay, which question am I now? Okay, question 4. How can a guy who grew up not talking to anyone about his personal issues, not out of fear, but because he doesn't like being a burden, develop and maintain healthy communication in a relationship, especially since this pattern has led to issues in his past relationships? He doesn't talk.
You must talk. Except you want to stay by yourself. It's not like I do not talk. It's like you have not found somebody to do it with. Yeah. And one of your problems, so there are two sides to it. There is you have not found somebody that is matured enough to handle it. But there also that is that you can be, you're not talking can be too self-centered. There are some people that don't talk and they are not talking as crossed the border of I'm not talking. It has become they are too into themselves that nothing around them matters. Because if you love somebody, you will express it. The problem with this kind of person is that you will like people that are extroverted. And people that are extroverted want you to talk. And you don't want to talk. So the question is, do you want to marry? Because everybody you attract will have this. Now, the other side to it is that, are there somebody that is matured enough to manage your kind of person? So, for me, my own major issue is not that you don't talk. My own major issue is how you manage communication. Because you not only have problems and now not talking, you have problems about a major things. So how do you manage it? Then you have somebody that is matured enough to handle you. That's the issue.
We've had people that had psychological issues in marriage because their partners don't talk. As in people, I've heard of people that just packed and walked away because they couldn't just cope. They said they are going crazy. How can they be in the house and the other partner is not talking to them? So we must not stay in the mere fact that, okay, this is my person. We must learn to communicate. There are only two of you. For instance, if it's now on the guy's side, a woman likes to talk. Likes somebody to talk to them, likes to feel. I've had somebody close to me that be like, can you imagine? We are in the same house. He has not spoken to me in days. What, as in he was talking out of that.
But he talks to his friends. He talks to business. So it's not like he doesn't want to talk. It's that he's choosing who he talks to. Part of that kind of person can be selfish and self-centered. People like that are very selfish, very self-centered. They only think about themselves. They are not thinking about another person. There are a lot of things you do in marriage. You don't do it because you like it, but you do it because you need to give something to somebody. It matters.
And it's very important. Then the next question is, in the context of sanguine temperament, does it mean that a sanguine person procrastinates by saying something before acting on it?
The sanguines are susceptible to procrastination. They are susceptible to procrastination. That's one of the weaknesses of a sanguine. Procrastination is one of the weaknesses of a sanguine. Yes, they procrastinate. If you're a sanguine, one of the things you need to deal with is procrastination. So that, yes, a sanguine is susceptible to procrastination. He has to deal with that. But also that's why you are a team. That's why you are a team. So somebody pushes, the other person withdraws. It's part of it.
Okay, let me move to the next question. Good morning, sir. Please, I'm in a relationship for about 4 months now. And anytime I ask her why she loves me, she says, because I'm a very fine guy, fine man.
Fine what?
Fine man. But it kind of scares me. All through the relationship, we have loved each other so much that we are looking at marriage. The relationship is smooth. We come together to help each other, and we have been growing. Is this a reason for loving me good enough to believe she loves me? Or with time, when we grow older, it will fade?
All right. So, okay, let me start from this point. There is nothing, you should not want to marry somebody you are not physically attracted to. But, listen, but, please, one house. But, looks is not the only reason to marry. That is why in the first service I was talking about, when you're meeting somebody, one of the first questions is, what's your vision? Where are you going? Beyond looks, beyond chemistry, there is brain. There is vision. So the issue is that he says, I like you because you are fine. That's attraction. But do you have other things that brings you guys together beyond attraction? Don't get married to somebody you are not physically attracted with. I beg you in the name of Jesus. Jesus. But if there are other areas that matters, vision is also there. It's also a thing that should attract you. Because when you get married, we will change. When I got married, you should have seen my picture. I was like this. Now, I have gone like 2 times what we used to be. Like yesterday, Osita posted their early picture. That picture, I need to have a copy of that picture. The two of them like one broom. Osita's head was bigger than the body. It was like that's how it was in the beginning. But if that's what you married, after a period of time, he has now gone bigger in size. That's the only reason to be attracted to someone.
I think it's a matter of having conversation again, because you're having the conversation with yourself. Table it down. I'm sorry. I keep asking this question. I have a challenge with it. What happens
Pastor,
when I become an amusement park?
If you are saying, that's what she's saying, then am I sure that you have had a conversation on vision? Am I sure you have had a conversation on what his dreams are? Yeah. Am I sure you have had a conversation on where you are going to? Because if this is a concern to you, then I should not assume that both of you have had conversations that matter.
Talk about different things and address it, instead of just assuming that I don't want to, except you are scared of some of the other conversations.
Or except you are the other things you are afraid of, that you are not talking about. Because these days, when people ask questions, there is other things they are talking about that they are not talking about. So that's another one.
You need to talk further. Okay. He said, question 7 now. Hi, I was listening to a pastor's preaching, and he said that God doesn't tell you who to marry. Instead, I see someone I like, pray to God, and God make him mine. Is that possible?
That's not scriptural. Can you do that and it works? Yes. But the Bible says there is a way that seemeth right to a man, but the end is destruction. What we do is that we check our hearts to know what is the mind of God. What you can see from the physical is what your eye sees. But your Spirit of God can see beyond what the Bible says. When the Spirit of truth is come, He will guide you into all truth. So this is the issue. That a man of God said it does not mean that is all that there is to say. Some people may say it out of the fact that, there are people that are here, really meet people, there are things that are... But I will say, I put a caveat to it. Check your heart and have assurance in your conviction in your heart that God is in this. You see, because from the point that people say that it's only one man for one woman, I don't believe that it's only one man for one woman. For several reasons. If A was assigned to B, and when A was 2, he had polio and he died, B is wife or husbandless. If we go up and A refused to be born again and wants to live anyhow, that means B is husbandless. So there are places where God leads you in some directions and things just work out well. There are people you meet. I can say this here. There's a lady that I liked when I was in secondary school. I don't even enter university there. She was a good friend. She was our neighbors. Very good girl. Very good girl. She was neighbors. She was so good that my mom chased her away from my house, saying that she should not destroy my life, that she should go. Because then I had barely entered secondary school, but we were very close. Shortly afterwards, we went apart. We didn't see till she passed on. At a point in time, she had kidney issues. Had some challenges in Nigeria. Got married to a guy in the US. One day she had, because the kidney issues, you need to be taking drugs. She had a crisis. And before they could get her to the hospital, she passed. I am not saying that maybe God saw that, but I'm just saying that things just didn't work. I liked her. But beyond liking her was the fact that some things just didn't work. Or maybe the assignments we had or whatever, some things just didn't work. So there are several factors. So, but I would say there's no problem with liking somebody you like. But your final decision-making test should be checking your heart if God is in this. And if you check your heart, God is not far away.
As Pastor Abiodun will always said, learn how God talks to you first before you now kind of take decision on marriage. So build a relationship with God first. God will not lead you astray. Will always lead you right. So in everything we do, we need God's leading. That's just the bottom line. So we shouldn't now isolate marriage that this is now married that I will now be like, I like her. God, make her mine.
It looks more to me like covetousness rather than being led of God. It's like saying, so when I see Olufe, God, it's Olufe that I want. Make Olufe my own. It's witchcraft. Where you want to put your will on another person, I want to control, you must like me by force. And this is what I've discovered. You can't force somebody to like you. If they don't like you, look at what happened to Jacob with Rachel and Leah. Jacob died. Leah had to come to a conclusion. My husband loves my sister. Yes. They said, you are not the one I love. This is the person my heart loves. And she stayed there. No matter what she did, Leah had sons. Maybe my husband will love me. Maybe my husband will love you. Maybe my husband will love you. May you not be that person that you are using yourself to beg your husband. That's the issue. So you are doing everything so that he will love you. So that he will love you.
Praise God. Sorry, I'm tempted to want media to help me display this picture because you sent it to me. I didn't even see it yesterday. Osita and Tamlerin's picture. They sent it to me. Now I don't know whether it was part of the question or we needed to see it to learn from it. Okay, the next question. I think which question?
The picture is scandalous.
I think
Pastor that taught me that word. Pastor will say, my was scandalous.
Okay, is it advisable?
Let's do something. Every married person, bring your first picture next week. Let's pay it. Let's see it. First picture. Bring next week. Let's do it. They bring it. Let's bring. Send it to. Who should we send it to? Should we send it to you? Yes. Let's do something.
See, even our own looks similar. We don't think it's familiar. And
even Pamela himself in this picture is scandalous. It's not only Sita that is scandalous in this one. Pamela herself is very scandalous. She looks like a child that are taken to school to.
Okay, we can allow you to pass now. Question 8, based on what I have here. Is it advisable to tell your friends all about your past before entering the relationship? The marriage, sorry.
Is it advisable to tell your spouse? So, okay, there are two sides to it. Is the person matured enough to hear? Is the person matured enough to hear? When we say saying, so my own opinion is that I don't believe, okay, so let me say this. Everybody, please listen to this. Listen to this. I don't believe you should marry somebody that you cannot be naked with. that knows your past. I don't believe so. But I also discovered there are people that have baggages that they don't want their spouse to know all the baggages they have. Because this is what I discovered. If I conceal many things, at what point, if they discover, will it not become an issue? I'm not the kind of person that likes looking back and thinking, if I had known, I would have covered that side. I don't like doing things like that. But there are some people that they are masters in covering their past. But there is no way you will cover your past that one day one thing will not be revealed. But this is what I would say. Is the person matured enough? One. Number two, is it time yet? There are some things I don't believe it is the right time. It's the first thing that you should tell the person. But I also believe, okay, so there is a situation. There are different people. There's a guy that I know. So the guy came to propose to the lady, somebody well known. If I mention him, so a lot of people will know it. And the lady said, okay, you say you love me. God told you that I'm my own. I mean, it's okay. And the lady said, let me sit down. Sit down, let me tell you the story of my life. I was a daddy's girl. I got involved with a lot of guys. I aborted like 3 times. I'm not sure I will be able to conceive. Is God still speaking to you? And the guy went to pray. And 2 weeks after came back. God said, you are my wife. There are some people that want to do that. But there are some women that are not secured enough to tell the guy the first time we see one another. Because you feel your baggage is plenty. So the thing is this. Is the guy matured enough? And is it the right time to tell him? But if it's something that you feel in the future can be an issue. I had a cousin that had a child. She wanted to get married to a lady that had a child before. So when they were courting, they used to see one boy aside. The guy used to feel that was their last born. So on the day of the introduction, after the introduction, they did our cousin that is something I wanted to tell you, but I didn't know how to tell you. But I want to tell you today. That boy used to see in our house, that used to say is our last born. That is actually not our last born. It's my son. The guy broke the relationship that day. And the guy said this, if you had told me before today, I would have married you. So at that point, for the guy, it was a trust-related issue. That telling me now, I'm asking myself, what other things are issues that he did not tell me? So, there are a few issues. If you feel like, if you feel like I need to say it down, say it out. Number 2, is the guy matured enough? Number 3, is it the right time to say it? So I won't give you just one answer. I will go on an answer based on it. But the other side to it is this. You two don't do scandalous things that you need an atmosphere for you to explain why it happened, how it happened. You went to look for this picture. It's not. This was a week after we got married.
You said her.
So some of you that want to marry a chiseled man, your problem is plenty. That's why some of those guys will not respect you, because before you made them, they were made. You did not do any chiseling. You did not do anything.
There was somebody that asked me that, Pastor, what were you looking at? I said, I don't know too. My love was blind. But we saw beyond that look then. Praise God. Hallelujah. Okay, let's go back to our question. So you see that it's not only Osita's picture that was scandalous. Okay. Good morning.
So please send me your scandalous pictures.
Good morning, Sam. I had a terrible breakup about 3 to 4 years ago. Took me a while, but I got over it. Now, anytime I approach any lady for friendship, then perhaps relationship, and they don't show any positive signs within days, I move on with the speed of light. Does that make sense? Because I'm not sure that's healthy.
You have learned. You are going to school. So when you are going to school, you will see signs before them. Is it bad? No, well, it's not bad because, okay, so this is what I tell people. I joke about how I taught my son not to touch lantern. There was lantern in the house. My wife was always carrying the lantern for me. And I said, no, what lantern? Torchlight, candle. So I said, this boy needs to learn life. And part of learning life is do not touch candle or lantern. It was lantern. It was lantern. So one day my wife was in the kitchen, and the boy was moving close to the light in the lantern, and I told him to come near. I said, come near. And the boy touched it. That was the last day my son touched lantern. When he sees it, he will run away. Pain is not bad if you learn. Pain is not bad if you learn. But number two, sometimes we learn and we are still traumatized. So what I will advise you is this. Talk to somebody that can help you so that you will know, is it wisdom you are using or trauma you are responding to? You can be responding to trauma. Think it's wisdom. It's trauma. Because the reason why I can't say that is that we don't know what you went through. We don't know the circumstances. So because we don't know that circumstance, I can't give you a blanket answer. Talk to somebody that has experience that can help you.
Question. The next question now said, a wife saying that I'm not an emotional person. I don't know how to show love, yet knows when she's not loved.
She's just selective. She's selective. She knows what she wants. She wants only what she wants. She doesn't want another thing. Most of the people that say things like this are cholerics. Yeah, they want what they want. And once they want it, they want you to give them. So, what's this kind of an issue? It's you not being how will I put it? Not being true to yourself. You know how you want to be loved, but you don't want to be emotional in giving love. It's not balanced. And your partner will feel robbed. We feel cheated. We feel abandoned. We feel used. I use 3 words so that you get it. We feel used. Because the person will always feel like when you want your way, you have your way. But when I want my way, I want to be priority, you are never priority to me. That's not a good sign.
And another side to this question is if the person thinks he's loving the wife, but is not actually speaking the wife's love language.
Yeah.
It could be that sweet because he said, I know when she's not loved. But she's saying that is not how I feel loved.
Yeah.
So you must move beyond your definition of how to love your wife to the definition of what she wants.
How she wants to be loved.
That you saw other people, other wives, screaming when they see gifts doesn't mean that your wife too should scream when she sees gifts. So I think there's a balance to it of, okay, come to terms, okay, how do you want to be loved? What's actually your love language? And then being able to speak that language to her too is another side of the question. Okay, the next question. My question is, how can a couple who both go to work very early and come back the evening, exhausted, find a balance? The woman is expected by her husband to do all the house chores and also contribute financially. The woman is becoming drained, and he had tried severally to balance this in love, but she's becoming emotionally drained. Please, how can balance be met?
That's the reality of our present life. The reality of our present life is that both husband and wives are busy. When I was growing up, the wife usually takes the lesser jobs, close early, the men do that. Nowadays, everybody's moving. So how do you handle such a thing? I always like saying that this conversation, you see, this is my first one. Nowadays, you cannot be a traditional man. Nowadays, you cannot be a traditional man. If you want to be a traditional man, go back to how our parents were living. When your father and your father brought in all the money. If you now say, jump like this, and she wants to jump, she will do that. But if you have not done that one, you cannot behave like your father when you are not bringing home what your father used to bring home. And when you did not marry your mommy, who stayed at home. When you marry somebody that went to school, that has a certificate, that wants to work, you can't do that. So, I want a career person. You know that's what you are marrying. So, how do you manage this kind of a situation? Number one, be supportive. Have conversations. I believe that, I don't know what couples talk about now. If you only talk about love and you don't talk about the real thing, I think that's a problem. These days, I ask myself what some people talk about. These are the things to talk about. How do we support one another? What do we do? Then what can we contract out? It's not everything you should do. I know some people have told them, get somebody that will be cooking soup for you. Put it in your freezer. When you get home, you are just doing swallow to handle it. We went to Lagos, and there's something in Lagos that they call, what did they call it?
But they make swallow. If you don't know how to, if you don't want to
So
make swallow.
people do soup. So today, I want to eat amala. There are people that the only thing they do, they'll just do the swallow for you and send the swallow to you. You have soup in your freezer. Kolobe. That's what they call it in Lagos now. Kolobe. It's been up for a while. So the person that meets the TMT's wife, she said one of the business she does is she does kolobe. So people call her, say, I want wheat, I want this. She makes it and she sends it to them. And you have soup in your fridge. You just bring out the soup, you bring out the wheat, you take your wheat, and you are eating. So look at what will work for the two of you that will make things balanced. But my own major issue is, I am having a problem with people that they cannot even talk to themselves. I have an issue with that. I have had to tell people, if doing homework for your children is a body, get lesson teacher. Look at structured ways things can be done. Get lesson teacher, get a cook, get a cleaner.
Once a week.
Comes once a week, comes twice a week. Get a washerman. But if you cannot afford it, handle how you are going to afford it for yourselves.
Share the work.
Share the work.
I keep saying there are so many spouses that are complaining, but we are not listening to them. We don't want them to break down. This person is saying stylishly, I'm emotionally drained. The day she will walk away, or the day you don't see your wife again, despite the fact she is in front of you. So you must be careful to listen to one another and have conversations. Some of these things are not hard things to do, really. If you can do it, you both can do it together.
But let me now say balance. There are some women that the way they handle it, you are not forcing it down the guy's throat. You cannot. There is a way to have the conversation, but not making the guy feel that I don't know that every people. There is a way to have the conversation that the guy will take it. You cannot make the guy feel that you must do it. I also feel the approach matters a great deal.
Yeah, you should wash all the plates. If you don't wash plates, you are not eating today.
No, I've heard things like that. There are women that will tell that if I'm cooking, if you cannot wash plate, then nobody will eat in this house today. You cannot threaten a man, no.
I've had somebody that wanted to get married and said the spouse said it jokingly, thought she was joking, that when we get married, you will handle your own cooking yourself. Me, I only cook for myself and my children. She said she thought she was joking. But she over time, she kept insisting on she had to break the relationship that I can't cope. Just go your way and go and marry that kind of a man. I don't want to be that kind of a man.
And some people bring you European names. We are when you marry, we are partners. I'm not saying we should not be partners, but there's a way you handle the conversation. You don't come with the conversation as if you are dictating to him that this is what you must do. I don't feel that is right.
The next question, he said, then I will love to ask a question. I don't know where the person is coming from. Like this. How do you think, or what do we think, or how do we think we can keep our relationship, whether married or dating?
How do you think you can keep either married or dating? Number one, have something both of you are doing together. Number two, communicate. Number three, grow together. Yeah.
In line with that grow together is this next question. What if the other way around, the man is more learned than the wife? How does the man handle that, looking that the wife feels inferior to her husband?
Make sure the woman has capacity, has hunger to grow. Pull her along. Some of our parents married women that were not as educational advanced as they were. The men kept going to school. The mothers remained at a particular level. The people that survived it, the husbands took their wives along with them. The people that did not survive it, the man got to a level and felt this woman is below me. They now started looking for a korope that can match your level. Most of them did not end well, because when you get that baggage, you also don't get somebody that is understanding, or somebody that gives you, like I said, that give you stability, that give you security. You got somebody that gave you the other side. So it became an issue along the line. Are we done?
Okay, the last question now is, how does a person know they are truly healed or emotionally ready for a godly relationship after past disappointment or painful season? What are the signs that God has finished work in that area of your heart?
So what are the signs that when you are done, you are not hurt again? Number one, when you think about it, you don't have pain. If I have a wound in my hand and I touch it and it pains me, it has not healed. The other side to it is, please listen to this very carefully. The problem with us is when we go through past pains that have issues, we see the pain. We don't see what God is teaching us from the pain. So you had issues. When you start seeing what God is teaching you from it, and you accept what God has taught you from it, then you are getting ready for healing. Some of us, you had issue with somebody, but you didn't see it. You just see, what you see is what the person did wrong to you. You didn't see what God did, what God taught you, or what God brought out of that issue. You will still keep on feeling that pain. So how do you know that you are healed? Number one, when you don't feel pain again. One. Number two, when you start seeing the blessing God gives you from that, and you accept it. When you get to that point, your healing is close. And when you think about them, and you don't feel like causing them, you are very near. It was somebody that shared a story. Dolapo Lawal, I just saw one thing he said online. And he said, because I didn't have any issue, I don't have an experience of breakup. He said it was in relation before he got born again. So when he got born again, the lady hated him. So after she got born again, he felt like, let me call this girl to apologize. The first time he called, he said, who is speaking? He said, my name is Dolapo. Dolapo, are you on it down? Yeah, literally. He said the girl cursed him. He said he called the phone. He said he still felt burden in his heart that maybe I should call this girl. I need to apologize to her. Try calling her. He said, who is this? Dolapo. Dolapo, oh, ni shorire. He said, so he held on, he didn't crawl. He said, but months later, years later, he said the lady called. And the lady said, who is this? He said, He said, how are you? She said, I just called to say hello to you and to greet you. He said, this is strange. I have received calls 3 times, 2 or 3 times. You are now saying this one. He said, after a while, he now asked the lady, can I ask you a question? He said, yes. He said, number one, are you born again now? She said, yes. He said, okay. Then he said, number 2, can I ask another one? He said, are you about to get married? She said, yes. He said, okay. So she got to a point where she felt God has compensated me. Now I'm born again. Then I can release you. So all the while, Dolapo was a prisoner. And once she kept seeing as a prisoner, but she now got to the point when she felt compensated, and now she's born again. Now I can release you. So when you get to the point, when you have released the person in your heart, and when you feel I have learned the lesson, that is when you are healed. Are we good? Thank you very much, everybody. Put your hands together. Let's celebrate God.
A question came in just now. Let me just quickly say it because of time. He said, I'm a single mom, and one thing I'm grateful to God for most in joining this church, it has taught me a lot, which makes me love myself more, and I take working on myself so seriously. Please, I want to love again, but most men I meet, they either drain my energy or want me to give more, which looks like my past mistakes, and I'm beginning to give up on love. Please advise me as a single mom that is looking forward to love and be loved too. Thank you, sir.
So let me say sincerely, as a single either mom or dad, but it looks like for women, the challenge can be a little bit more. Number one, anything that looks like where you are coming from run. Don't start it. Run. Anything that looks like it. Number 2, learn the lesson you have learned. You are the lesson from where you are coming from, and start working on it. They say we attract similar people because sometimes of who we are still inside us. So you need growth. For some people, I will say grow. Develop yourself. Develop yourself. Get maybe skill, maybe, okay. Let me put it like this. Upgrade yourself. If you can, go to school. If you can, get a training. Increase your value. I want to say that sometimes the real problem is that our value is still at that same level. So sometimes we are attracting people at a particular level. So increase your value. That's the first thing I will say. Number 1, run from those kind of people. Number 2, increase your value. Number 3, pour yourself into God. Seek first His kingdom. Number 4, maybe to an extent, change your social circle. Change your social circle to some maybe get another circle of friends. Get another pool of friends that you are relating with. I think those 3 will help you. But beyond that, one of my prayers for the single, either mothers or single fathers, is that God will send them compensations in the name of Jesus. That what you have gone through will not be like what is coming to happen to you in the name of Jesus. That God will send you men or women that will come to wipe out the pain of the past in Jesus' name. Put your hands together. Let's celebrate God.
Hallelujah. Can we celebrate Reverend Abiodun?